Ask me the hard-hitting questions.
This week on 60 Minutes, we reported on the WNBA and we interviewed Caitlin Clark.
After weeks of silence and a storm of rumors that she was heading overseas, Caitlin Clark has finally broken her silence. From lighting up the NCAA to redefining the WNBA, now she's turning heads again with her shocking European contract update. What does this mean for Indiana Fever? For the WNBA? For American women's basketball? Get ready, because this changes everything.
Now playing for the Indiana Fever, she's ushered in a new wave of WNBA fans. TV ratings and attendance have skyrocketed.
Finds Clark from the logo.
You know how crazy these crowds get though when they see that logo 3.
Yeah, they go crazy.
Feels good to hit those.
Occasionally, it's not too bad.
So how? Seriously though, so you got the ball in your hand.
Yeah.
You're crossing midcourt. What's the decision making? Pass, pull up. How does that work?
Following the Fever's crushing playoff loss, Caitlin Clark went completely dark on social media. No posts, no interviews, just silence. Fans panicked. Was she heading overseas like so many before her? Was she disappointed in the WNBA? The speculation was endless until she posted a single, heartfelt message that flipped the script.
That's an absolute dime.
And then after that, usually somebody picks me up, but if not, you just gotta launch it and hope for the best, you know? Hope it goes in, and let it fly. That's what people love. So you gotta give them what they want.
Clark broke down the mechanics and biomechanics behind that signature shot.
There we go. Okay.
The same motion basically, right? But you're just using more leg.
Yeah, I mean, I'm people probably wouldn't consider me very big to play in the WNBA. Like, I'm not quite 6 foot, like, not the strongest. So I think just, having good balance is definitely the most important thing. I think a lot of really good shooters would probably tell you the same thing. But yeah, using your legs, like, it can't be all upper body, it's gotta be your legs, so.
Her message was simple, but powerful. Not only was she staying with the Indiana Fever, she was doubling down. Clark thanked her teammates, fans, and the league. But this wasn't just about gratitude. Behind those words was a WNBA rookie season that shattered every record in the book.
Caitlin Clark, last night, finished up one of the most remarkable years of basketball playing in quite some time. Because we could talk about her WNBA season, and we will, but her final season at Iowa was something to behold, and she went right from that into the WNBA season. I mean, right away. As soon as her college season ended, just days later, she was drafted by the Indiana Fever. And I just remember being at the Combine in early March. That was the talk of the town. In addition to what we were seeing out of the Pacers and the Combine being there, it's like Caitlin Clark's coming here, the Big Ten.
From becoming the all-time Division I scoring leader to breaking the WNBA rookie record for three-pointers made, Caitlin Clark wasn't just good. She was transformational. 19 points, 8.4 assists, 6 rebounds, and 337 assists in a single season. Her impact went beyond stats. She elevated everyone around her.
The two defenders on the handoff go with Caitlin Clark. That's why Aaliyah Boston can make that spin move and attack the basket. So the impact of Caitlin and Kelsey Mitchell on the floor opens things up.
I miss doing women's sports with you. We don't do it as often as we used to. So here's the thing. Caitlin Clark is going to be fine. Yeah. Okay, things that stand out to me. She just played this team, right? And so she understands the athleticism, the footwork, the speed of Dejanay Carrington. And she's just in her 4th WNBA game as a professional athlete. Even as a rookie, she's been guarded by the best players so far. She's still drawing double teams, and I thought Indiana did a better job of playing fast. I thought in her first few games, too much pounding the rock. This is not Iowa varsity version. This is WNBA basketball. She's moving faster. Her teammates are doing a better job of finding her. She's getting looks off the move where she doesn't have to work as hard. And so it's only up from here. This was a great sign. Her most efficient night, turnovers were down.
Let me just say this too, because we're talking about the Indiana Fever, and we have the Pacers that are playing in the Eastern Conference, right?
So, why the whispers of Europe? Because the truth is, the WNBA still doesn't pay its stars like international leagues do. Clark's base salary barely hits 6 figures. In Europe, she could make triple that. Sources close to her team say she received multiple lucrative offers. And though she's staying in Indiana for now, the door to Europe is wide open.
ESPN are showing the game last night in which the Fever got swept by the Connecticut Sun last night. They showed a montage of her year. And they showed a montage of her year when she passed Pistol Pete Carter. She owns the record for most points scored in men's and women's Division I. And she set every record you possibly can set for Iowa, for women's basketball.
And yet, no statement from Commissioner Kathy Engelbert. No adjustments to pay. No aggressive counteroffers. Just silence. Some critics argue the league is still relying on players' loyalty instead of investment. Will Clark's presence force change? Or will Europe become the go-to for the WNBA's brightest stars? Teammates call her a generational passer. Opponents call her unscoutable. Her presence transformed the Indiana Fever from a bottom-tier squad into a playoff contender. The locker room is united behind her. But even they admit, they're not sure how long she'll stay.
Hi, Caitlin. Greg Doyle, Indy Star. Real quick, let me do this.
You like that?
I like that you're here. I like that you're here.
I do that at my family after every game, so.
Okay,
well,
let's start doing it to me and we'll be able to get along. So, question is, you didn't have to turn pro. I kind of thought you would no matter what, but how much did Indiana have the number 1 overall pick? Because of the things you've said and the driving distance to Iowa, just everything. I'm just wondering what role that might have played.
Yeah, it definitely played a huge role, and I did the exact same time as the draft lottery on the night it happened. I'm not sure exactly who we were playing, but I was hoping that Indiana got the first pick. It would have made my life a lot better. So when I saw that, I was pretty excited. And, obviously that's not every single reason of, why I wanted to leave.
For the fans, Caitlin Clark is more than an athlete. She's a movement. Her jerseys sell out in hours. Her games set TV records. Her logo shots, viral on repeat. But the fans have one fear. What if she leaves for good? With a billion-dollar media rights deal on the horizon, the WNBA must change. Clark's dominance exposed cracks in the system, from player salaries to international competition. If she walks, others will follow. This isn't just about Caitlin Clark. It's about the survival of the WNBA itself.
Caitlin Clark's Rookie of the Year odds have become so high that there is currently only one sports book that will even allow you to vote on Rookie of the Year. MGM Bet is currently the only platform that you can vote on Rookie of the Year, and they have Caitlin Clark's odds at negative 10,000. And to put the icing on the cake, just last night, Caitlin Clark made her 86th three-point field goal of the season, which set a new record for three-pointers made by a rookie in WNBA history. The previous record was set by Ryan Howard in 2022.
She entered the league a college legend. She transformed it into must-watch television. And now, she's forcing an entire industry to evolve. Whether she stays or goes, Caitlin Clark has already changed the game. But one question remains. Will the league change with her?
The WNBA record for threes in a season is currently held by Sabrina, and that number is 128 threes. So with the Fever having 9 more regular season games left, and I'm not sure if this is just like a regular season record or includes playoffs, but Caitlin Clark would have to average a little over 4 3-pointers in a game in order to break this record. It's doable, and especially if their team goes into the playoffs. But not only with this 3-point record, with her assist record, with her triple-double record, and just the impact that Caitlin Clark has had on the WNBA and on the Fever team this season, there has still been some debate on who will become Rookie of the Year. We talked to Reese a couple videos ago and how she is holding her own on the rebounding side, and she is shattering records, both WNBA and NBA records, with the amount of rebounds that she grabs per game. But if you look at these two players in their totality, it really is a no-brainer as who deserves Rookie of the Year this season.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell. Our next exclusive: how Angel Reese is responding to Caitlin Clark's European buzz. You don't want to miss this.
Clark, 24, 10, and 10, her second career triple-double. What stood out to you about the way she got this triple-double in your eyes?
For me, what I liked from Clark, and quite honestly the Indiana Fever team, is that even though they entered halftime with 11 turnovers, they were able to get that composure back, and they actually turned over Los Angeles, the Sparks, more turnovers than they had. So I love the composure that we're seeing. I love that this is a team that's still growing, and I think they're starting to figure out who their players are, who their go-to players are. Even when you have an Odyssey Sims that drops 20 points for a Sparks team that, has been struggling this season, Indiana found a way to win. They found their composure throughout this game, and I think that bodes well for them, knowing that they already punched their ticket to the playoffs.
A record-breaking rookie season, a meteoric rise, and now a stunning international move. Just when you thought Caitlin Clark couldn't surprise us anymore, she breaks her silence. Europe is calling. But is this a new beginning or a silent protest? This is the story of how Caitlin Clark shook the WNBA again without even touching the ball.
Well, for anyone that was listening to the broadcast, you heard that this backcourt has been the hottest thing in the WNBA since the Olympic break. And I do think that time together with this crew, that trio, as you mentioned, has been critical. We heard so many veterans, retired players, active players say that Caitlin Clark and likely the Indiana Fever were gonna need time. It wasn't gonna be instantaneous like your, instant coffee that you drink in the morning. No, we want this to be a nice Cuban coffee with a nice punch in there. And I think that's what we're seeing. It's not that this is not a talented team. You've got 2 back-to-back #1 picks.
Caitlin Clark didn't just play in the WNBA, she transformed it. Rookie of the Year, record triple-doubles, sold-out arenas. The Indiana Fever went from forgotten to front page. And yet under all that glitter was a growing tension. But success came at a cost. On the court, she was hunted. Off the court, she was criticized. Racial tension, foul play, and a league commissioner struggling to protect its most valuable star.
When Ryan Rucco said, Caitlin Clark is possessed, I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. At times, she was unconscious. For me, watching that game, it's one of those games where you can't even be mad. Like, you can't even be mad at Caitlin Clark. You can't hate on her. You can't say anything negative about the way she performed. There's not one thing you could take away from that and be like, oh, she was this, or oh, she didn't do that. She checked every single box. That's why Kim Mulkey hugged her so aggressively at the end of the game, because it's like, dang, you did great. I can't stand it, but I love you for it. Like, Kim Mulkey even gave her a hug when the game is over. That's how you know it's real. You know how you dap somebody up just aggressively because you're like, yeah, that was great. I can't stand you for it, but I can't say anything bad about it. She was poised. She was under control. She manipulated the defense left and right. She got to her spots.
Commissioner Kathy Engelbert had a choice. Speak up, or let the game speak for itself. But critics say her silence was deafening. As Clark's injuries piled up and viral clips went unanswered, fans asked, is the league protecting its brightest light? And then came the leak. a rumored multi-million-dollar offer from a top EuroLeague team, stretching beyond just basketball. Brand expansion, endorsements, safety, respect. Caitlin Clark considering Europe?
I think the thing is that when LSU got themselves into trouble is they let Caitlin Clark get to her spots early. You know she likes to drive the ball to the left, and when she drives to the left, she's looking to pull up. I don't know, Andrea, look, you follow the women's game. Why on earth Kim Mulkey instruct her guys to go under the screen and not fight over the top? I'm not giving Caitlin Clark that kind of space. What she did was confirm what we already knew. There's a reason why she's the all-time leading scorer. There's a reason why she's top 3 in assists.
And finally, Clark spoke. No filters, no PR lines. Just Caitlin, honest, tired, but still hopeful. Her comments shocked fans and left WNBA executives scrambling. Europe has long been the escape hatch for WNBA greats. More money, more minutes, and now more respect? If Clark makes the leap, it may set a precedent that rattles the entire WNBA foundation.